Today we are exploring aviation scenarios from the last 26 years in Besiege. We'll start with the year 2000 and work our way up to 2026 to finally find out where is the safest seat on a plane. Let's start with the first 5 weird little known cases. In the year 2000, a huge plane is ready for takeoff. It is completely dark outside and there is a lot of rain. The plane accidentally turns onto the wrong runway. Something is blocking the path and it's too late to stop. The plane hits some big construction trucks. If you have a seat in the last few rows, it is actually a very safe spot. In 2002, high in the skies, 2 big planes get too close to each other. A plane and a cargo plane are flying at the exact same height. Look at the tail. The back of the plane is still holding together in one piece. In 2003, a small plane is getting ready to fly. Everything seems normal, but the bags were not loaded correctly. The plane has way too much heavy baggage in the back, making it totally unbalanced. The plane loses speed, flips over, and drops. This small plane completely breaks apart into tiny pieces. In 2005, a large jet is trying to land. There is a big storm outside with heavy rain and strong winds. The plane cannot stop in time and slides right off the runway. Look at the back of the plane near the tail. Even though the outside is torn open, the main part is still holding together. In 2007, a big plane is trying a very unusual landing. Instead of pointing straight, both main rear wheels are stuck completely sideways. Let's see what happens when this heavy jet touches the ground.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20.
For this test, the middle rows were definitely the safest place to sit. We just finished the first 5 cases, but now it's time to step things up. Welcome to Stage 2, harder tests and big breaks. In 2006, a big jet is flying high up in the sky, but something unexpected is waiting. A small jet is flying on the exact same path from the other direction. When falling fast like this, the wind is too strong for the body of the plane, making every single seat unsafe. In 2008, a large jet is coming in for a landing. Everything looks completely normal until a hidden problem happens inside the fuel pipes. Sudden ice blocks the fuel, causing both engines to completely turn off right before the runway. The plane is completely broken, and fire catches the blocks. In 2009, a jet is coming in for a landing. The plane's computer suddenly gets totally confused and thinks the plane is already touching the ground. Because of this glitch, the computer completely shuts off the engines while the plane is still high in the air. In this simulation, the main part stayed completely whole, making almost any seat inside a very safe choice. In 2010, a big plane is preparing to land in a very thick fog. Because it is hard to see, the plane accidentally goes the wrong way. It heads down toward the ground very fast. The front part somehow held its shape without breaking apart completely. For this fast test, the front seats were the safest place to sit. In 2011, a big cargo plane is coming in for a landing. Everything looks clear, but a big surprise is waiting right on the ground. A large truck is parked right in the middle of the runway, and the plane cannot stop. Looking at this test, there is simply no safe place left to sit. The big hit with the truck and the trees broke the whole plane into pieces. We are stepping up to the next stage and things are getting wild. Welcome to high power and legendary tests. Let's see which seats can stay safe through these crazy breaks. In 2012, a big plane is coming in way too fast. In this simulation, the plane goes right past the runway and heads straight toward a huge concrete road. Want to test crash durability yourself? Jump into War Thunder. Experience ultra-realistic damage physics right now. Click the link below for 3 premium days and a free vehicle. For this crazy hit, the very last rows were definitely the only safe place to sit. In 2013, a big plane is coming in to land. The plane is flying way too slow and way too low. It is heading straight toward a big wall right before the runway. In this test, the middle rows were the only safe place to sit. In 2016, a big plane is trying to land in a hot desert. The weather is very hot and sudden wind changes make it hard to land. The plane tries to fly back up at the last second, but the engines take too long to get powered.
Don't sink.
In this hot desert test, the front rows were definitely the safest place to sit. In 2018, we have a crazy test where a big plane falls right off the edge of the runway, and this time we are watching everything directly from inside the plane. With the middle part catching fire and the whole plane completely broken, there is absolutely no safe place to sit. We have finally reached the final level. Welcome to the grand finale, Total Destruction. This is where the game goes completely wild and everything breaks like crazy. In 2019, a big plane is doing a fast landing test, but something goes wrong with the brakes and the runway is just way too short. In this crazy test, sitting in the back or middle was definitely the safest place to sit. In 2020, a big plane is coming in for a very difficult landing. The landing wheels do not come out, causing a big problem. The huge engines touch the ground first, scraping hard against the concrete with a giant trail of sparks. But that is not all. The plane cannot stop, loses control, and slides straight off the runway. Look at the blocks. The body of the plane was completely broken into tiny pieces, and fire has taken over the area. In 2024, a big propeller plane loses control high up in the sky. In our simulation, the spinning plane drops really fast, falling straight out of the sky directly toward the ground. In this heavy test hit, the whole plane instantly breaks into tiny pieces, leaving absolutely no safe place to sit. In 2025, a big plane has a big problem right on the ground. The heavy jet cannot steer anymore and slides right off the runway. It goes straight towards some large buildings. In this crazy test hit, the back rows were the only safe place to sit. And now we have the newest test of the year. The plane is coming in very fast when a huge block appears directly in its path. Huge thanks to my channel sponsors. Want to see your avatar here and unlock exclusive videos? Hit that join button below. For this final fast test, the middle and back rows were the safest place to sit. For more crazy tests, click this video right here.